It's a mouthful of joy. Hey guys, today I've got SpaghettiOs original A to Z's. Now before we get started, I'd like to ask you to subscribe and hit the bell for notifications. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up and share it with all your friends. So, A to Z SpaghettiOs. They're letters, but pasta, and it's in a can. So, it's kids' food. It says right here, healthy kids entree. I don't think this one has any meat in it, but supposedly, how much protein is it? It's got 9 grams of protein, just, I guess, in the pasta. Sodium is not atrocious. A whole can has, that's weird, it's got like, oh, per 1 cup and then per serving, and then a whole can is 1 serving. But it's like, it's chopped up into a table, which is weird. 1,070 milligrams of sodium, which is 47% of your daily value of sodium, which is healthy for kids. I guess it's just not healthy for adults. But apart from the sodium, as with everything else that I eat, it's got no artificial flavors, no preservatives added, no synthetic colors. It's oh so good from Campbell's. It says it meets claim based on a 1 cup serving of it being healthy. No trans fats per 1 cup. I guess in order to market it to kids, they've got to spell everything out exactly. What is an MCG? Microgram? I don't know. It's got the vitamin A listed in there. MCG, which I don't know what that means. I've never seen that before. But, you know, I'm not the smartest tool in the shed. Anyway, so this one is ready in 3 minutes, but microwave ovens vary. The heat covered in microwavable bowl on high for 1.5 to 2 minutes, or until hot. And then step 2 is careful. Careful, leave in microwave 1 minute, then stir. Not carefully, but like careful, leave in the microwave for a minute and then stir. But there's no exclamation point, so it's just kind of very casual. Careful, leave in the microwave. So I'm excited, even though there's no meat. I was kind of hoping it would have like meat sauce or like meat balls, like those little, but anyway, so it's pasta shaped like letters in a tomato and cheese sauce. So I can have some fun spelling out some interesting words in this. So, in case you saw my chili video and I had some trouble getting the chili out of the can, I made sure to bring some heavy tools in case I need to puncture the bottom. I don't have to break out my pocket knife. So I've got that there just in case. But hopefully I won't need to. It's got a pop tab. So give this a shot. So use my for that. Okay. Okay, it's starting out rather soupy. I don't think there will be a problem. It's very, very, very liquidy. And off the bat, I don't see any noodles, so I guess they must have all like congealed at the bottom. So maybe I should have shaken it first. I don't know, it doesn't matter. But be careful. Yep. So I was anticipating like all of the noodles to be in shapes, but it looks like most of them are O's, as in SpaghettiOs, because on the can it looks like it's a good variety of letters. The letter noodles are really, really tiny. They're not like O's, but in here it's like mostly O's, which is disappointing. So it looks like, you know, tomato soup with noodles in it. Alphabet soup, alphabet tomato soup. The letters are not very well defined. Maybe they'll plump up when I cook it a little bit. And I'll be back in a few minutes with this all heated up. Hey guys, I'm back. Put it in for a couple minutes. Came out ridiculously hot, so I let it sit for a little while. But, I mean, it looks pretty good. It's just tomato soup with noodles that are shaped like letters in it. It's pretty much as standard as you can get. I tilt it up more, but it's pretty thin, so I can't really risk dumping it all over my table, but that's okay. Let's see here. It's about like you'd expect. Just tomato soup with noodles in it. But I guess it's more fun than regular noodles, even though most of them are just, you know, circles. There are a lot of O's in this alphabet. It's not super easy to spell out words because the noodles all sink straight down. So it's really hard to spell. No, it's not hard to spell. You just gotta know the words, but you know what I mean. Let's see. S looks pretty good. SK. I guess that's a Z. I don't know, it's hard to tell. I don't know if they would waste time and effort making both a Z and an N. But there's a H, a Z. The noodles, the letters are actually fairly well defined, all things considered. They're all really, really tiny. Whoop. Spilling already. I kind of wonder how they make the noodles. I guess it's some kind of dye that they shove the pasta through and it oozes out into like long letters and then chop it up maybe. Seems the most logical. I'm adding some Parmesan to try and thicken the soup a little bit because it's like super thin. Same old stuff I always use. I thickened it up a little bit, but it's really, really thin. So this is a pretty big bowl of stuff, and if this is just one whole serving, I don't know that a kid would want to or be capable of eating this whole bowl. It could have probably used a little bit more time in the microwave, but definitely edible. I wonder if they have a separate O letter as opposed to just the SpaghettiOs O's. SpaghettiOs. So like those are two different, you know, sizes. Maybe they're different. I like to imagine that there's a guy with just a big thing of dough and just kind of manipulating, like sculpting each letter by hand, like a little elf. It's probably an elf that shapes them all by hand, like the Keebler Elves. Keebler Elves make cookies though. The SpaghettiO Elves, probably more like the Shoemaker Elves. So Campbell's probably just puts out a bunch of pasta dough and leaves for the night and comes back with like vats and vats of spaghetti, of letter-shaped spaghettis. if you think about it, that's the only real possible explanation. Either they shove it through a press to form it, or they're elves. And as we know, elves are specialized in this kind of a craft. They make toys and cookies and SpaghettiOs and fix shoes. Now, SpaghettiO elves are vastly different than like your Hobbit and your Dungeons and Dragons elves. Because those elves are like tall and beautiful. SpaghettiO elves are just like probably like little small guys. With like pointy hats. Kind of like David the Gnome or something. Do you think elves would eat SpaghettiO pastas that were shaped by other elves, or would they need them to be even smaller? So like elves. Or they just eat like a thimble full of tomato sauce with a big, you know, C-shaped pretzel thing just sitting in it. That's probably the most likely explanation. Or most likely way that an elf would eat a SpaghettiO. Because when they shape them, it would probably be like soft pretzel shape, like, you know, they're doing this whole kind of thing. So I guess you could have like specialized elves who make the letters with like tweezers, but like elf-sized tweezers. That seems like too much work though. When an elf gets home from their day job making letter-shaped pastas, or night job as it is, because, you know, you leave the materials at night and the elves come and do their thing and go home during the day. So elves clearly work the night shift. But when they come home after a long night of letter making, they probably don't want to look at letters anymore. So I have a feeling that SpaghettiO elves just don't eat SpaghettiOs themselves. But that's probably the case for a lot of factory workers and stuff. They don't eat the products that they make. Except those weirdos at the Honey Bunches of Oats factories. They go crazy about their, well, I mean, according to the commercials, they go nuts for their own food. It's a mouthful of joy. This is a mouthful of O's. O's, and there's a lot of K's in here too, I've noticed. O's and K's and Z's. Zooks. Who's? Who knows? Anyway, this was pretty good. The Parmesan cheese added some consistency to the soup part. The noodles were standard SpaghettiO noodles, just shaped like tiny little letters. So you kind of know what you're getting there. The taste was pretty mellow. As far as tomato-based products, I think this is actually pretty calm. I might be able to get to sleep tonight without guzzling down a whole thing of Tums. But I do wish I had gotten some with meat in it, though. I don't know if the letter versions have meatballs or what. I can't say that it was particularly filling. I imagine for a child it would probably be pretty filling, especially picky eaters, you know. It's kind of sweet, kind of tomatoey and cheesy and interesting shapes, but it's not very fulfilling for a man such as myself. As a kid's food, I'd probably give it a thumbs up, except for the high sodium content. Kids don't need more sodium. As far as taste goes, though, kids could probably enjoy it. As for a lonely, hungry guy meal, it's not going to cut it, so I'm going to have to give it a thumbs down, unfortunately. I might keep a can or two around for if I have, like, my niece around, but I'm not going to stock it for myself, I don't think. Anyway, thanks for joining me for dinner, and I'll see you next time.